Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tanguy Chakapa from K21, and today I'm delightful to present you one of the most well-known tools of strategic analysis. I'm talking about pestle analysis. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, I think it will be quite fascinating because I will explain you the concept, and above all, I will show you some misuse of this concept by such great companies, great in the sense that massive corporations that have done fantastic apportation to strategic. But in this case, it's interesting to see that they've done some mistakes. So how they made a mistake, how they corrected using it adequately this time, this tool, and how their situation has been improving in the current days. Okay, so let's go and jump into it, and I'm sure that you're going to truly appreciate it. Okay, so here, first of all, what I would like to do is to present and to see where pestle analysis fit within a strategy. So, as you all know, when we're talking about business, the major issue is just to say, hey, we want to have a competitive or a corporate advantage. It will be at the intersection of several issues. On one hand, it will be at the intersection of, I'm going to go here, internal resources based on what you have as capabilities, and on the other hand, here, we have as external analysis. You need to take into consideration that to gather properly what we're talking about, pestle analysis is integrated here because it pinpoints some element of the environment: political, economical, social, cultural, technological, environmental, and legal. So this is one of the key elements. But you have other elements: value, perimeter, imitation, and all the stakeholders that are gravitating around the company, such as client, shareholder, provider, community, and scientific organization, university, and so on. So here we're going to go to the external analysis, and we're going to see how it can make a difference. If we consider the case of pharmaceutical industry and AIDS in Africa, we can say that the reputation of the pharmaceutical industry began going down because they were not able to understand that basically there were lots of awareness concerning this pandemic of AIDS in Africa, and lack of willingness to collaborate, and the fact that they forgot considering what their true mission, knowing the fact that it's not only making profit, but above all, it's about providing tools in terms of improving the health of the patient. And even if it's damaged, the bottom line, they should go towards it. So in that sense, they've been strongly damaged. And if we look at it, the reputation of pharmaceutical companies, and they still make high profit, has been at stake. And this is the reason why, if they had understood that NGO will go against them, if they had understood that all the community will adopt a behavior and say, let's go against the pharmaceutical industry, maybe situation would be quite different for them. And let's say the lifetime of the patent, that is around 20 years, wouldn't be threatened as it is currently. Okay, so if we move forward, we can see that when we refer to the pestle analysis, it refers to, we need to take an acronym, and in that time we need to go to the first letter of the P for political, economic. I'm going to move to the S, social, technological. And it has to be said that initially, when we're talking about pestle analysis, it was not pestle analysis, it was pest analysis. So these were the first four variables that were initially taken into consideration. And only afterwards, due to the evolution of the framework, basically, environmental and legal aspect were developed. So what does it mean? Well, it's pretty simple. A company needs to take into consideration this element, needs to fill all the political elements that may affect the company, so all the economic, and we're going to show it through different examples. For instance, in the case of McDonald's, as I told you in the introduction, this company has been involved in promoting the American culture, the American dream, so had fantastic issues. But in the year 2000, they were particularly harsh for this company because after the trials versus the tobacco industry, many activists decided to look at junk food industry, and they decided to consider. I'm not. My point is not to know if it's right, real or if it's not, but they decided to go against McDonald's because they consider it was a paradigm of the junk food company. And one of the major issues at the time was the movie. The Morgan Spurlock movie. Here we can see just the trailer of it, and you can see it drinking and eating French fries. So here, what was it about? Well, basically, Morgan Spurlock decided to go for breakfast, lunch, dinner to McDonald's, always eating what they were recommending to. So you've got different formats. You've got small, medium, big, and in the States, I would say for people that are not familiar with the United States, you had another format that was called Super Size Me. And Morgan Spurlock went there, and he began a problem from a biological point of view, nutritional point of view, art problem with his girlfriend as well. So basically, he was saying that it was just a terrific issue for McDonald's. And McDonald's, just after the movie, they decided to stop selling super size font for food. Just imagine a small movie. So it was just okay. What went to Sundance and so on, but was not so relevant. Nobody was supposed to be aware of. But if you ask people, most of the time people are aware about WhatsApp, and it's quite interesting to look at it. So after it, when you were talking about it, you can see that McDonald's decided to change completely its positioning. When you go through it, just maybe to pick up another color with a pointer, it will be easier to look at it. I'm going to go on the yellow one. What here you can see is, for instance, here focusing on the tomatoes, on fitness, food, nutrition, sport, keeping obviously the focus on Ronald McDonald's, but you can see that mobility, and to a certain extent you can see that it's truly an issue about adopting another perspective. And here again you would say, well, yeah, but at this point you're not commenting pistol issues. Yes, I am, because you can see that from a social cultural point of view, people are giving always more importance to fitness and all this kind of stuff. It's no more about eating so many burgers and so on. And you know that McDonald's is one of the best in the world in terms of operational efficiency, but it's no more like that. And overall, if you contrast it with the success of some other companies such as Starbucks, where the experience is becoming always more important. This is the reason why they were forced to a certain extent to contemplate a new issue, to contemplate some new offers, to innovate. And here what we have, and this is really interesting, to see how they've been changing to an approach that was really volume-based, with burgers, French fries, to another approach that is much more based on values, with beverages, salads, my morning, my coffee. So you can see that just say, hey, we need to incorporate some new factors, and these factors are enable us to move at a much faster pace. So this is something that you can see in the McDonald's case. It was really important, and here I just wanted to comment this movie. I could have commented as well the issue, for instance, in France, where at a certain moment some activists such as José Bové, you cannot say his parents were trained at Berkeley, was not really anti-systemic issues, but what was really interesting to note is that basically when he went and destroyed with some friend of him a McDonald's in France, he was cheered up by all the French population, because they were saying No, no, McDonald's is a symbol of junk food. So you can see that here again, you've got some other issues to say, hey, it's not only social cultural, you could say it's opposition to French, but as well there was environmental issue because they're saying that we want just to be sure that we are going to take into consideration products that are produced locally, but there was as well legal issues because we were talking about it was just a battle between the French peasant, it was retortion within the WTO at this moment. So you can see it's a really rich tool, as it is mentioned here. It's just about it's static because you make it at certain moments. So this is the reason why I insist it can be done. It would be great if you could do it every 6 months. You check out how you're doing it. You check out how you're improving it, and like that, this new dynamics perspective, it's really better, and it's really important to go into it because what you will see is your ability to screen your company, the environment of your company to be more accurate on a more detailed basis, and you will be able to see if you understand if your forecasts were good, if you are able to propose some adequate solution to what is offered, and last but not least to focus what will be the future elements that you have to take into consideration. Um, at this point, just let me add another issue that is not commented in this line, but it's obvious. But I prefer to comment it to be sure. You're not forced to go to all the let's say to all the dimensions, to all the 6 dimensions of the pestle analysis. What you can do is just provide some emphasis on the most changing one. Okay, so when you make some presentation, you say, let's say you fill them up, but when you just want to insist on the most relevant one, you insist on the few points. Okay, and last but not least, it's just to show that it's still valid, it's still it's lively issues, because basically what I told you during the presentation is that basically it has been moving originally from PEST to PESTLE, and you've got always more searchers that are now saying, hey, we should contemplate, we should refer far more about the steeple analysis because ethics has to be contemplated into it. So as you can see, we'll be speaking for a while about this issue. So I just hope that these elements were satisfying to you, and I just hope you'll come and explain to it. Thanks to you, and hope to see you soon in K2Born. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.